Hey guys, it's hard to believe, but it's been over 50 years since Archie Bunker first blustered his way into our living rooms in 1971. Ever wondered what happened to the iconic cast in 2024? Join us for a then and now look at Carol O'Connor, Gene Stapleton, Rob Reiner, and the rest of the All in the Family crew. We'll reveal their real names, ages, and see what they've been up to since the show ended. Is Sally Struthers still acting? Let's find out. Number 1. Carol O'Connor as Archie Bunker. Now there's a guy stuck in his old ways. Archie can be as stubborn as a mule and gets riled up faster than a jalapeno popper. When his son-in-law Meathead comes along, it's like a hurricane hitting a mobile home. Archie and Meathead are from completely different worlds. They argue about everything, like oil and water. But guess what? Their constant bickering ends up being hilarious. They're like the grumpy old man and the clueless young fella in a classic comedy routine. Carol O'Connor's portrayal of Archie Bunker in All in the Family is a television landmark. Archie, the lovably prejudiced but ultimately evolving character, resonated with audiences for a reason, and much of the credit goes to O'Connor himself. While creator Norman Lear envisioned Archie as a static, conservative foil, O'Connor pushed for him to be more nuanced. He argued that Archie, like real people, should be affected by the social and political debates swirling around him. Ironically, O'Connor himself held liberal views, a stark contrast to Archie's. This personal disconnect fueled his desire to show Archie's potential for growth. All in the Family tackled controversial topics head-on, from rape to racism, sparking national conversations. Despite the initial shock, viewers came to appreciate the show's humor and honesty. O'Connor's masterful portrayal, which earned him 4 Emmys, was a key factor in the show's success. His talent and dedication even granted him creative control over the series later on. Archie Bunker was played by Carol O'Connor when he was 47 years old. Sadly, O'Connor died at the age of 76 on June 21, 2001, in Culver City, California, from a heart attack brought on by complications from diabetes number 2. Gene Stapleton as Edith Bunker. Edith Bunker is like sunshine. She brightens everyone's day. She can strike up a conversation with a brick wall and have them laughing in minutes. Even Archie's grumpy rants can't dim her light. She disagrees with him all the time, but she does it with such kindness and love, it's hard to stay mad. She has a way of making people think differently, not by yelling, but by showing them how kindness can win over anyone. Gene Stapleton's portrayal of Edith Bunker in All in the Family defied expectations and left a lasting mark on American culture. While Archie Bunker's bluster grabbed headlines, Edith, with her signature song "Those Were the Days" and her place alongside Archie in the Smithsonian, played a crucial role in the show's groundbreaking success. Stapleton, a seasoned character actress, breathed life into Edith. The character, a perfect mix of humor and compassion, served as a beacon of decency amid the show's often controversial topics. Edith, perhaps ironically, became an unexpected symbol of women's rights through her unwavering kindness and gentle defiance of Archie's narrow-mindedness. Stapleton's commitment to social justice extended beyond her iconic role. For 2 decades, she championed social change by portraying Eleanor Roosevelt on stage and screen. He was married to Nancy Fields for over 50 years, and they had 4 children together. O'Connor was known for being a dedicated family man and a strong advocate for social justice issues. Edith Bunker was played by Gene Stapleton when she was 48 years old. Sadly, Stapleton died at her apartment in Manhattan on May 31, 2013, at age 90. Number 3. Rob Reiner as Michael Meathead Stevick Archie calls him Meathead, a nickname that would drive anyone crazy. Archie thinks Meathead isn't too bright, but that's not quite true. Meathead's just a laid-back, peace-loving kind of guy. The funny thing is, Archie's all about tradition and keeping things old school. Meathead's got these big ideas about changing the world, and Archie thinks they're a bunch of nonsense. They argue about everything from politics to who gets to hug whom at the dinner table. It's like night and day with these two. But despite the constant bickering, it's all in good fun. They secretly kind of enjoy riling each other up. Born into a comedic family, Rob emerged from his father's shadow by excelling as both actor and director. He's best known for his portrayal of Michael "Meathead" Stivic on All in the Family, but his true passion soon emerged behind the camera. Riner's directorial debut, This Is Spinal Tap, was a mockumentary that achieved cult status. His talent for storytelling blossomed over the next 8 years with films like Stand By Me, The Princess Bride, and the iconic romantic comedy When Harry Met Sally. A brief directing slump didn't define him. The American President showcased his ability to blend genres, proving his commercial success. This film solidified his place as a top Hollywood director. Rob Reiner continues to push boundaries. His latest project delves into the relationship between Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump, promising a captivating exploration of these controversial figures. Michael "Meathead" Stivic was played by Rob Reiner when he was 24 years old, and now he is 77 years old. Number 4. Sally Struthers as Gloria Bunker Stivic. Gloria fights for what she believes in, especially women's rights. In the 70s, that was a big deal, and Gloria wasn't backing down. She's like Wonder Woman for women's equality, shattering expectations and fighting for what's fair. She paves the way for future generations to have more opportunities. Gloria is a true inspiration. Sally Struthers, with her endearing vulnerability, first caught attention with a cameo in 5 Easy Pieces, but it was her role as Gloria Stivic on All in the Family that catapulted her to stardom. Playing the daughter of Archie and Edith Bunker and the wife of Mike Stivic, portrayed by Rob Reiner, she became a household name. Her performance earned her 2 Emmys, and after leaving the series in 1978, she landed her own spin-off, Gloria. While she had a memorable supporting role in The Getaway, Struthers found greater success in made-for-TV films and voiceover work. Her distinctive girlish voice graced shows like The Pebbles and Bam Bam Show, where she voiced the Flintstones' daughter, and Tailspin, where she played Baloo's boss, Becky. She also portrayed Charlene Sinclair, a dino daughter, on the live-action puppet series Dinosaurs. Despite facing occasional jokes and criticism, Struthers built a lengthy and impressive career. Beyond her professional achievements, she took on a highly visible role in fundraising for impoverished children, leaving a lasting impact both on and off the screen. Gloria Bunker Stivic was played by Sally Struthers when she was 24 years old, and now she is 76 years old. Number 5. Mike Evans as Lionel Jefferson. Lionel's the kind of neighbor everyone wishes they had. He's got a sharp wit that can leave you laughing out loud, but he's also super understanding. Unlike Archie, Lionel doesn't get hung up on stereotypes or prejudice. He sees the best in people and knows how to have a good time. Even when Archie says something outrageous, Lionel can handle it with grace. He's a master at turning awkward situations into hilarious moments. You'll never have a dull day with Lionel around. He's guaranteed to keep you laughing. Though details beyond his filmography remain elusive, Mike Evans's career paints a clear picture. He was a dedicated comedic actor who brought laughter to audiences for years. Evans's journey began in the 1970s, a golden age for comedic films. He launched his career with roles in movies like Now You See Him, Now You Don't, often sharing the screen with other comedic talents of the era, like Kurt Russell. This initial success showcased his comedic timing and ability to connect with audiences. However, Evans wasn't confined to the big screen. He demonstrated his versatility by appearing in television movies like The Gunfighters. Television audiences also enjoyed his comedic talents in shows like The Practice. His willingness to explore different platforms is a testament to his dedication to his craft. Beyond scripted roles, Evans's career highlights his adaptability. He made contributions to various television specials, including those featuring the legendary comedian Richard Pryor. This willingness to collaborate with other comedic icons suggests a playful spirit and a desire to push the boundaries of humor. His final credited roles, the comedy High School and the TV movie Judicial Consent, demonstrate Evans' commitment to entertaining audiences throughout his career. Even though details about his personal life may be limited, Mike Evans' filmography speaks volumes. He was a comedic force who left a legacy of laughter for all to enjoy. Lionel Jefferson played by Mike Evans when he was 22 years old. Sadly, 4 years after his wife's death, Evans died of throat cancer at his mother's home in 29 Palms, California, at the age of 57. Number 6. Isabelle Sanford as Mrs. Jefferson. Louise Jefferson, or Wheezy, as her husband calls her, is a smart and classy lady. Unlike Archie Bunker next door, she keeps her cool most of the time. Louise isn't afraid to have a conversation, even with someone like Archie who has some old-fashioned views. She challenges him to think differently, but she does it in a way that makes you think, not yell. Living in a mostly white neighborhood can be tough, but Louise handles it with grace. She's a strong woman who's been through a lot, and she's not going to let anyone bring her down. Isabelle Sanford, beloved for her role as Louise Wheezy Jefferson on the sitcoms All in the Family and The Jeffersons, was born in Harlem, New York City in 1917. Sanford's passion for acting began early, and she dedicated herself to honing her craft. She performed with various theater groups and even showcased her talents in stand-up comedy at the Apollo Theater's Amateur Night. Her Broadway debut in The Amen Corner in 1965 marked the start of her remarkable career. Transitioning to film, Sanford landed her first significant role as Tilly in Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. However, her breakthrough came when a TV producer noticed her talent, leading to the iconic role of Louise Jefferson. Sanford's portrayal of Louise became a defining moment in her career, gracing both All in the Family and its successful spin-off, The Jeffersons. Beyond television, Sanford continued to showcase her talents in films such as the comedy Love at First Bite and the thriller South Beach. Mrs. Jefferson was played by Isabelle Sanford when she was 54 years old. Sadly, she was hospitalized at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center on July 4, 2004, where she died 5 days later at the age of 86. Number 7. Alan Melvin as Barney Hefner. Barney's the uncle everyone looks forward to seeing at family gatherings. He's the life of the party, always cracking jokes and keeping things lively. He can have hilarious back-and-forth banter with Archie, but he can also be a shoulder to cry on when things get tough. Need a good laugh? Barney's your guy. Going through a rough patch? He'll lend a listening ear and offer a hug. He's got that perfect blend of humor and compassion that makes him a true friend to everyone he meets. Forget the Hollywood leading men. Behind the scenes, actors like Alan Melvin were the backbone of television's golden age. While some actors craved the spotlight, Melvin thrived in creating unforgettable characters, both live-action and animated, that left audiences wanting more. This New York native's journey began on stage, where his talent was recognized in the Broadway production of Stalag 17. This success paved the way for his iconic role as Corporal Steve Henshaw on The Phil Silvers Show. From the 1950s to the 1980s, Melvin became a television mainstay. He wasn't after leading roles, but rather excelled in the art of the memorable supporting character. His presence graced shows like The Dick Van Dyke Show and Gomer Pyle USMC, adding depth and humor to each episode. After Archie Bunker's Place ended in 1983, Melvin continued voiceover work, a testament to his enduring legacy in the world of animation. Alan Melvin wasn't a flashy star, but a dedicated character actor and voiceover artist who left an undeniable mark on television history. He was a reminder that the magic of entertainment often lies in the seemingly minor roles that bring stories to life. Barney Hefner played by Alan Melvin when he was 48 years old. Sadly, Alan Melvin died of cancer on January 17, 2008, aged 84, and was buried at Westwood Memorial Cemetery, Los Angeles. Number 8. Jason Wingreen as Harry Snowden. Harry's the peacemaker everyone needs. He's like a cool breeze on a hot day, always calming things down when people start arguing. When tempers flare, Harry's the one who steps in and helps everyone see eye to eye. He's a great listener and knows how to turn fights into actual conversations where people can work things out. Jason Wingreen kicked off his TV career as Police Captain Dorset in the second season of the crime drama The Untouchables. From there, he got involved in a bunch of other shows about cops and crime, like Mannix, Ironside, Burke's Law, The Fugitive, and The Rockford Files. But he didn't stick to just crime shows. You might remember him as the bartender Harry Snowden on All in the Family and its spin-off Archie Bunker's Place. Wingreen also had a knack for popping up in anthology series like The Twilight Zone and The Outer Limits. After giving us years of great performances, Wingreen called it quits in 1994, wrapping up a career that spanned genres and left a mark on TV history. Harry Snowden was played by Jason Wingreen when he was 56 years old. Sadly, Harry Snowden died at the age of 95 at his home in Los Angeles, California, on December 25, 2015. Number 9. Danielle Brisebois as Stephanie Mills. Stephanie gets fired up about justice the way some people get excited about pizza. She fights for women's rights, racial equality, and making the world a better place in general. Imagine her as a superhero, but instead of a cape, she's got intelligence, way with words, and a serious commitment to fairness. Stephanie's like a debate champion. She can take apart any argument that's not based on facts. She's not afraid to speak her mind, and she knows how to do it in a way that makes people listen. Whether it's equality or social change, Stephanie's on the front lines, fighting for what she believes in. Danielle Brisebois isn't easily categorized. Her career has spanned acting and music, with achievements in both fields. Brisebois launched her career on the small screen, landing a role in the iconic sitcom All in the Family. Her talent shone even brighter in the spin-off Archie Bunker's Place, where her performance garnered a Golden Globe Award nomination in 1981. The 1980s and 90s saw Brisebois' acting career flourish on the big screen. She tackled a variety of genres, from the documentary L'Emotion Dissonance, 1984, to the action-packed Big Bad Mama 2 alongside Angie Dickinson. Her filmography also includes the action movie Kill Crazy with David Heavener. Brisebois' talents extend far beyond acting. She carved a niche in the music industry as well. Her work has graced numerous films, including the sports drama Ice Princess and the romantic comedy Undiscovered. Her music even found its way into the hit comedy The Ugly Truth and the coming-of-age film Easy A starring Emma Stone. Brisebois' musical achievements reached new heights in 2014 when her song for the film Begin Again garnered an Academy Award nomination for Best Original Song. This recognition solidified her place as a multi-talented artist who continues to leave her mark on both the film and music industries. Stephanie Mills was played by Danielle Brisebois when she was 9 years old, and now she is 54 years old. Number 10. Betty Garrett as Irene Lorenzo. They say it takes a village, and Irene is like the whole village wrapped up in one person. She makes everyone feel like they belong. Irene's the first person to greet newcomers with a friendly smile and start up a conversation. She has a knack for making people feel comfortable and welcome, like they've known her forever. Whether it's a chat about the weather or offering a helping hand, Irene goes out of her way to connect with everyone around her. She's the glue that holds the neighborhood together. Betty Garrett hit the big time with On the Town, starring alongside Frank Sinatra. But her real claim to fame came from her Broadway musical comedies like Call Me Mister. Still, it was her role as the caring landlady on Laverne and Shirley that made her a household name with a younger crowd. After her success on Broadway, MGM snagged her for some big-screen roles alongside stars like Mickey Rooney and Gene Kelly. But during the 1950s, the Red Scare and Hollywood blacklisting threw a wrench in her and her husband Larry Park's careers. They spent years flying under the radar. Betty didn't stay out of the spotlight for long, though. She made a comeback with a recurring role on All in the Family, followed by 6 years on Laverne and Shirley. It just goes to show you can't keep a good talent down. Irene Lorenzo was played by Betty Garrett when she was 54 years old. Sadly, Garrett died of an aortic aneurysm in Los Angeles on February 12, 2011, at the age of 91. Number 11, Sherman Hemley as George Jefferson. Let's be honest, George Jefferson could be a real Archie Bunker sometimes. He could be stubborn, say the wrong thing, and maybe even cheat to get ahead. But beneath that gruff exterior, George was a good guy at heart. He worked hard to provide for his family and loved them fiercely, even if he didn't always show it. Unlike Archie, though, George was a bit sharper. He could think on his feet and come up with a plan, even if it wasn't always the most honest one. Sherman Hemley, a postal worker by day and an aspiring actor by night, honed his craft until he caught the eye of producer Norman Lear. Lear saw something special in Hemley and cast him as the unforgettable George Jefferson on All in the Family and its spin-off, The Jeffersons. Hemsley's dynamic performance as the feisty George earned him numerous award nominations and endeared him to television audiences. Following his success on The Jeffersons, Hemley continued to shine in television with series like Amen and Good Behavior, along with numerous guest appearances. In the late 1990s, he teamed up with his former TV wife, Isabelle Sanford, for commercials and promotions, as well as a play based on their iconic series. Hemsley's impact went beyond his on-screen roles. He broke boundaries as an African-American character, moving on up in a predominantly white world, and became a trailblazer for African-American actors in 1970s sitcoms. His legacy as a talented performer and groundbreaker remains unmatched. George Jefferson was played by Sherman Hemley when he was 35 years old. Sadly, Hemley died at his home in El Paso, Texas, on July 24, 2012, at age 74 due to superior vena cava syndrome, a complication associated with lung and bronchial carcinomas. That's a look back at the unforgettable cast of All in the Family. They brought laughter and thought-provoking moments to our screens for years. What are some of your favorite Archie Bunker one-liners or heartwarming Edith moments? Share your memories in the comments below. Until then.